Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Super Mario World, and I forget what the hell we were doing last time, Max.
We're making vanilla reveal its secrets.
I think apparently. It sounds like we're harassing a stripper.
Okay, that's true.
That's
right.
I think we were going for... I'm trying to unlock the red blocks. I think that's my goal while you're attempting to get to the bridge zone, and you're gonna fail.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Look at you right now.
Look at you struggle.
Look at you failing. So, Max, I wanted to start tonight with a nice light topic of conversation, given all that's going on this week.
I can guess.
Yeah. Fuck the GOP and everybody in it.
Once you put it that way. Oh, my God.
No, I'm serious. Like, I have really good friends who are conservatives. They need to just fucking call themselves something besides Republican at this point. Because,
honestly,
Republican and conservative aren't the same thing anymore. Republican is... Who was that fat fucker who called it the United States of Trump at that rally? Do you know the clip I'm talking about? Did you watch The Daily Show?
No. Not anymore. I haven't watched The Daily Show in a while.
Well, that's the only place I saw it, because I sure as shit didn't watch it live. But, you know, like, oh, I got the red switches. Huh. I guess I was going for the ghost house then. No, these fuckers seriously, like, worship the ground this dickhead walks on. I mean, they're willing to damage their credibility, national security, and everything else to defend this fucking moron. And
it's
for
about
what?
winning
for what?
something.
It's about,
it
is. It's nothing but, you know, like, can we piss off the libtards? Can we make the Democrats crack? Like, that's what they're doing, and it's heinous. Like, it actually is. Like, how much more fucking testimonial do you need? Like, how many more witnesses do you want to get up there and say, yeah, this man's a goddamn criminal, and he's in the highest office of the land, fucking trying to buy secrets from the Ukraine? I mean, it's...
Thing is, a lot of people, not just like congressmen, they want to be called Republicans. They're conservative, but a lot of them, they do worship the ground Trump walks on.
Well, and
some
it's
of them
absolutely barbaric, because I know I use this as a bar for a lot of things, and in some ways it's not fair, because he wouldn't actually do shit like this. But can you imagine if Obama had done even one of the things that Trump is being accused of, and with a lot less evidence of it? I mean, they would have positively crucified him, and then had like a public lynching of all of his staff. I mean, it wouldn't have even been close.
These kind of hearings, I mean, it would have taken a lot less to literally have impeachment hearings. I mean, from day one, it was basically, and they had the meeting that's like, let's try to make him a one-term president. That was the whole goal.
Yeah.
And that
wasn't about anything that he did wrong politically. It was just about, you know, he's a black, intelligent man. Let's do what we can to undermine that.
It was truly fueled by race. It was... I mean, at least that was part of it.
Well, because what they tried to do, like, for years, was this whole fear-mongering bullshit, right? Like, he's coming for your guns. He's going to create death panels. He's going to do this, that. He's an elitist. And then when he didn't fucking do any of those things, and they didn't back off... You know, like, again, I'm not asking you to like the guy or, like, get behind and support him because he's not in your team or whatever. That's fine. I mean, there have been...
Water stages for me again.
Yeah, I know, man. You get stuck with the water stages.
Nah, this one's actually fun, though.
But I just don't understand what I'm seeing, and I don't think I ever will. I think this is taking us to a place that nationally we're not going to recover from for a long time, if ever. Like, I mean, we've crossed some kind of threshold.
I wasn't really old enough to really get what was going on with the Clinton years, you know, and when Gingrich was Speaker of the House, which apparently was pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard enough to know that Gingrich was a charlatan, and lo and behold, he got outed as having done actually
he
worse
was morally
stuff. Yeah, like worse stuff than he accused Clinton of doing, actually.
Yeah, that was like classic projection almost.
Right. Well, and the hilarious thing is, though, Gingrich is still employed. I mean, like, he tried to end Bill Clinton's career based on the exact shit that less than, like, 5 years later it came out that he did, and more and worse.
Yeah,
and like actually criminal
his wife
because
on her deathbed.
Because I mean, at least the women that Clinton fucked, it was all consensual, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Gingrich like fucking harassed people and threatened people, and Jesus Christ. And again, it's okay though because they're Republicans. You know, they're on the right side. They're white guys with privilege and money, and that means more than anything else in this current socio-political climate, and it's fucking disgusting. Like I had to.
It's tunnel vision.
I had to
where it's
turn
just
off
like doesn't matter
goddamn-
how bad he is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he's done. Which
I
terrible.
had to turn off NPR today for the first time in a while because I couldn't listen to one more condescending sounding conservative, or I shouldn't say conservative, I should say Republican. Republican get up there and talk, you have no evidence. This is all just a big liberal circus, and that's all that they have. That's all they have.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit lagged.
And basically not even trying to talk about the issue at hand and just try to turn it on Hunter, on the Bidens and be like, well, this was there is a like basically just talking about conspiracy theories.
Right.
And
trying to pass it off as like factual goddamn information. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, if you really knew, if you really knew what the liberals are doing, like there's this grand
So what are we
conspiracy to
excuse the quid pro quo of the president of a foreign country?
If I ever hear a fucking Republican say the word quid pro quo again without knowing what it goddamn means, like it's like socialism, right? Like these guys spout off about socialism and have no fucking clue what socialism is. Like,
no, they like their
if
buzzwords.
you've taken like, it's buzzwords, right?
No. Boondoggle, quid pro quo.
Right. What was the other? There was another one recently that really got under my skin. And I can't think of what it was. But that's the thing. Like these people who've never been in like a civics 101 class from freshman orientation at college, right? And they try to lecture you, and that's what drives me nuts. That's why I had to turn it off. They try to lecture it like they're the smartest guys in the room, and that anyone challenging them, it's not a question of right and wrong. It's a question of like you just. Oh, sorry. So I just had the crap scared out of me.
What happened?
Sarah walked in very sweetly with like a snack for me. She was out with a friend catching up, and she brought me back something. But anyways, like
and you were just like, whoa.
Yeah, and just scared. She's like a fucking ninja. Scared the hell out of me. And I forgot what I was saying now. So it's just the tone that they take. Yeah. Like if you aren't on board with this, then you're a fucking uneducated liberal.
Yeah, NPR's been doing like the
hippie.
Full coverage of the public hearings, haven't they?
Yeah, and I've been listening to it on and off during the day. But like I said, today I kind of reached my threshold because here were people with credentials, right? Like these aren't. Yeah. This isn't fucking Stormy Daniels, and I don't mean to insult a woman. What I'm saying is that
Yeah, you're not Trump here.
agree with her or not, or believe her or not. I mean, there's the question of credibility simply because she didn't have a working relationship with Trump. She didn't have
about Stormy now. Okay.
Stormy Daniels, sorry, yeah. She didn't have a political connection to Trump. She was an unfortunate woman that he sexually molested. I mean, that was what that was. And let's face it, in the United States, we have a problem accepting the word of rape victims. So, regardless, that I can see where simply because of her credentials, people would have problems trusting her credibility.
God. I mean, and her career choice.
But you have,
of course, people on the right are...
Yeah, you have, like, career civil servants as well as former Trump supporters getting up there and saying, yeah, like, all of this shit... He did it, and like this isn't just hearsay. These are people that have been in the room with him. I mean, it's fucking.
Yeah, who was it today? What's his name? The ambassador to the European Union. Not Sotomayor. What the hell is his name? Starts with an S.
Yeah, Sondland. Sondland. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he totally changed his tune. He was because he knew everyone was contradicting him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. I don't think he's having a stroke of conscience or anything. I think it's more just like he realizes it's a sinking ship, and before
he knows the jig is up.
Before he gets indicted on something, he wants to get out, and you know, maybe when whatever his role in this is revealed, he'll get some leniency for testifying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He sees where the wind is blowing. It's like, oh shit. Well, can we make a deal?
Well, and one part that I found. Sorry, I'm now eating.
No, that's fine.
One part that I found to be really forthright from the Democrats' interview of this guy, and I forget who the interviewer was, but he didn't let Mike Sondland, you know, get away with this shit. He goes, he basically berated him and said, I'm ashamed that it has taken you this long to come out with this information and basically admit that your previous statements were lies. Like, we don't have a friendly relationship just now because you're doing this. I think you should have done it a long time ago. And that was, I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically what he said. Oh,
Oops. That
swing
was
and
not
a
worth
miss.
it.
But yeah, I mean, this whole thing is just a fucking shit show, and I mean,
What
I
did
don't
he
know
say?
how
that
he's gonna
this
talk.
Jogged his memory. Like,
Yeah, it
I don't
jogged
know
his
how you
memory,
could forget.
right.
His story's completely different.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
And it's like you said, he saw what was going down, and he wants out, and so.
Oh, that's because I mean I half expected a hearing like this. I mean you can you can plead the fifth. You know, and that's kind of what I half expected him to do,
right?
You know, to come, you know, be summoned here basically, and if he actually showed up to plead the fifth, but he didn't. So I was like, okay, that's kind of a nice surprise.
Right. Well, yeah, but you know, like I said, it's.
But I think
it's just political
eventually...
posturing. These Trump goons can be bought and sold because, I mean, let's face it, their loyalty isn't actually to Trump. Their loyalty is to themselves.
The promise of power.
And Trump is a big enough doofus that he really thinks that he commands respect.
Yeah.
And I mean, each and every one of these people who claims to be a Trump loyalist that's surrounding him. I mean, they have no such ideology. They're just there for the exposure and the fame and the connections.
It's a really rare person. I think there probably are a couple.
Oh no, there's Trump loyalists,
tried and true Trump supporters.
But unfortunately, they're the ones on the ground. They're like the voters. The voters are the Trump loyalists. They're the ones that are stupid enough to be suckered by his rhetoric and.
Here, give me a second.
Nonsense.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, at least I saved the good one.
I can move it. I'll give it a try. Here, give me a second. I have a little sound wall. I'm gonna move it a little bit, okay?
Okay.
It'll take me about 1 minute. Be right back.
Oh boy, just as I finish the level. All right, well, anyways, I've said what I have to say on that, and I mean, this whole thing is just monstrous, and I don't doubt that Trump is going to try to weasel his way out of it or find some kind of way to avoid the consequences for his actions again. But this time it really is almost looking as if he won't be able to. And so the only thing that I can think of at this point is either he fakes some kind of life-threatening illness and just recuses himself, or maybe Giuliani falls on his sword for Trump. One of those two things. That's the only way. Or he'll just lie and for whatever reason, because it's Trump and this is the Republican Party in 2019, they'll just find a way to let him get away with it all over again. So that's I think what's really perturbing me about this is that we have real evidence and we have, real people coming out saying all these things that he's done behind closed doors, and I still don't see a way out. Like, I still don't see how this is going to end with him being removed from office, which should have happened, 3 years ago. I mean, or 2 years ago. It's just a nightmare.
It is.
So that's my political venting for the evening. This show is not strictly speaking about video games or about comedy. It's more like kind of a journal that we've been doing for the past 2 years, framed against our favorite video games. So, if anyone wants to flag me or harass me for my politics on this show, just don't watch it. I mean, which, you know, no one seems to be, so I don't think we'll get any comments, but...
Or bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like, I'm not making money off this. That was a very bad idea.
Oh. No!
You know, it's not like I'm making money off this show. It's not like I'm a political talk show host. These are just my opinions and, you know, how I feel about a objectively bad man. So...
Yeah.
If that makes me a libtard cuck, whatever, then, yeah, like you said, bring it on. So, how's your week going?
It is a sad state of affairs.
It's not good.
I mean, it is
really,
also...
I didn't kill him?
That was almost like, I don't know about lucky, but that would have been a interesting situation. Oh, I'm sure you would have made it over here spinning, but it is interesting just because there's only been a few impeachments, you know, throughout our history, and only this is the second one of my life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, isn't that weird? Interesting is one way to describe it. Shit, I just ruined my chance to get to that door. Well, fuck. God damn it. Okay, so I'm getting lag again tonight, which I wasn't last time.
I felt the same thing. Not lag, but like the input lag. That's what it feels like.
Let me check here. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Is there a... Well, because remember on the NES one, we could activate that thing where...
There was. I don't think we did that the last time.
No, we didn't have to last
time. It could just be the stage here for me, but I definitely feel like there's almost like a floatiness or something where it's like...
that's kind of what I was getting at, too. Like there's just enough delay between when I start moving or when I hit jump and when they actually do it. And I wasn't picking that up at all last time. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll figure it out. Or we just have to be good and deal with it.
Let's just get good. So, in much more positive news this week, Shenmue fucking 3.
Like you said, kind of snuck up.
Well, yeah, because honestly, snuck up is exactly the term I would use, because I almost started to think of it as vaporware. Like, I knew that they were working on it. I knew that there was the massive Kickstarter, but I just hadn't heard anything like new. Yeah. I think they even skipped E3, didn't they?
They had the release date. They had a little. Well, no, they did skip E3. They had something for like Tokyo Game Show or something like that.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that, but I mean, you're right. They just kind of let it idle for a little bit, and like you said, that they never changed the listed release date, but I didn't think there was any way they were sticking to that, and then it came to be this week, and they didn't change it. I'm like, oh man, are they really releasing it? And I saw it on a store shelf today, and like a single tear just kind of like rolled down my eyes, because, dude, the last time I played a Shenmue game front to back was actually Shenmue 2. The first time I played it. Like, I've revisited the games kind of on and off and just kind of like dicked around with them, but I haven't done a full playthrough, no joke, since 2001. Or no, 2002. Because what I did was
Shenmue 2.
Yeah, I imported the PAL version of Shenmue 2.
I remember that.
And played it on my Dreamcast. And
where you could actually basically convert it worked English to Japan to the PAL version.
It did, yeah.
You could bring your stuff over. That was awesome.
Right. And so
not that it made a difference.
Here was the crazy thing, though. Like, I remember the night that I beat that game, right? And I was freshman, sophomore, somewhere in there, 2002.
2002, yeah, like sophomore.
I think it was the spring of 2002. So I was just finishing up my freshman year in high school, and God damn it. And I stayed up until midnight because I was like really it was the fight with the fat dude, right? And I really wanted to finish that and see how it went down. And then right after I beat him, you know, the story goes in a really interesting direction because it takes you to fucking like rural China.
Takes you to China,
yeah. And I was like, oh my god! And you finally see Shenhua Shenhua. I don't know how to pronounce her name for the first time. And like suddenly they start giving you some payoff for these things that they've been teasing since the beginning of the first game. And I was like, oh, what the hell? I'll stay up. And then lo and behold, it's 2 a.m. before I get to bed, But I sit through the entire ending of Shenmue 2, and it was like one of the greatest gaming memories I have.
That's awesome.
Is this moment from Shenmue 2, and
the ending when stuff got straight up mystical. All of a sudden.
It was kind of a strange thing. Like the shift in tone, because up until now it had been a very realistic game. But then also just the fact that I was up at 2 a.m. and I was drowsy and I had school the next day and all this other stuff. And I don't know. And part of me, it's sort of one of those things where I'm fully aware that was 18 years ago, but it doesn't quite feel like 18 years ago. It kind of feels like the memory is just fresh enough that I'm like, okay, let's pick this up. But like when you think about how much has changed, in our lives and in gaming since that moment when I stayed up until 2 a.m. and beat this game, I mean, that's just incredible. And to think that we would actually see this game released 18 years later. And I know that a lot of reviewers now are actually people younger than us who don't quite get why this game is so endearing to so many people. But at the same time, I can't believe that it's out, and I don't care what score it gets on IGN or whatever. I'm gonna play it front to back, and I'm gonna treasure every minute of it.
Yeah. I'm seeing some of the reviews and people who've played the other one saying like
it's a brand new game and it's so clunky and it's
well,
I mean, like
people
Suzuki,
who played the originals saying that it's like a game kind of like stuck in time, which I'm totally fine with. It's like somehow it got transported, updated visuals.
Right, so they're calling it out for being a Shenmue game like it's a bad thing, basically. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, that's exactly what I love about the game, like the very things that you're critiquing it for. And I think Yu Suzuki knows that. I think Yu Suzuki played this as, okay, so this was basically funded by the fans. I'm going to make this game for the fans, and nobody else. Like, you're not going to come into the series on Shenmue 3, No,
you can't.
I mean, they do have like
a movie.
Right, a recap.
Just like the second game, or at least I don't know if the Dreamcast version had that, but the Xbox version, I remember had I played the Xbox version because it was the only way you could play it in English, unfortunately.
Right.
Give me that.
Well, no, there was the PAL version, but you had to import and get the boot CD and all that stuff.
But it was subtitled though.
Yes,
the
correct.
PAL version was.
You're right. I did miss Ryo's English voice actor a little bit, but not enough that it really ruined the experience for me.
It seems like the guy they got... All right, let's go. You know what? I want to come down here first to get that. But yeah, the guy they got to do... I don't know who it is. It's like some no-name or something. But guy they got to do Ryo's voice in this game, it doesn't sound like...
Oh, dude, are you ready to be really upset? It's the same guy.
What? Is it really?
Yeah, it's him. I remember that from an
interview.
interview.
They couldn't get that guy.
I mean, he's older now, of course, so his voice is going to naturally sound a little bit different, but it's him.
Oh my god!
I can't think of his name, but it's
just
him.
From what I've heard. That's crazy. Well, I'm not going to be upset at all.
Well, I mean, you're going to be upset that it doesn't quite sound the same, but like I said,
there's a lot of game to play, so I'm sure I'll start to hear it.
But it's kind of hilarious though, just to on the one hand, I understand that this isn't going to be like the kind of open world game that appeals to people who understand open world games to mean something like Grand Theft Auto or The Witcher,
Yeah.
But at the same time, part of me is reading these reviews and like, how dare you criticize the founder of the open world genre as we know it for being a sloppy open world experience? Like, it's completely different from other open world games, and I think intentionally so, because, like I said, not only did it pioneer this, but when you look at Shenmue 1 and 2, they absolutely aren't open world in the modern definition of that term.
No, not at all. I think criticism and saying like, oh, this isn't like games these days. I mean, I think it's valid. They have their opinion.
Well, yeah, because a lot of innovation has taken place in gaming since Shenmue 1 and 2. At the same time,
that's not what I want.
No,
from
it's not. Like,
it is a game for the fans.
I would have been kind of upset if they had, kind of tried to put Ryo Hazuki in a more modern feeling setting. That just wouldn't have done it for me. And certainly, like I said, I told you before we started recording this, I caved and I actually watched a few minutes of the intro, and no joke, like seeing it again, just as it is now with, you know, kind of the beautiful Unreal 4 engine graphics, but still strangely looking exactly like the Dreamcast games. I got teary, man. Like, because it brought me right back to 2002 in my, you know, bedroom at my dad's house, at 2 a.m, just playing, like I could almost like smell the air freshener that, the cleaning lady my dad hired once a week to come in, used, because like she had just been there, so my room smelled nice, and you know. So
it really took you back.
In every like possible sense, you know, like audio, visual sense, and just it was wild.
It's also because they use the same music, like the same themes and everything. That really does. Once I popped it in, and I kind of heard that, you know, like the Shenmue song, basically, it's just like, oh shit, like they're really not trying to, you know, there's games that basically innovate hard, and they're like, we got to change this, and for the sake of change,
right?
And sometimes that's a really good thing, but that is not what Yu Suzuki was trying to do at all. It's almost like he wanted and he expected to be making these games like 1, 2, 3, 4, however long it goes.
This is basically the game that he would have made 18 years ago if, you know, Sega had given him the resources to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not demonizing Sega. Sega is still one of like the last holdouts of you know, really quality Japanese game making. You know, the Dreamcast was on its way out, and Shenmue didn't light the world on fire financially in the way that they needed it to, and so I understand that they had to, you know, from a business perspective, I understand why they had to put the kibosh on the series.
I mean, I love it. It was a huge money sink. I mean, the first game was the most expensive game
ever made at the time
by far. 70 million. That's much bigger than most Hollywood projects. It's kind of crazy that it even exists, and I'm glad it does. It's wonderful that we live in a world where whatever, they greenlit something like that, because probably wasn't smart, but at the same time, you do get cred for innovating and for doing something that no one's ever done before.
You know,
Shenmue did so many things that no one's ever done. The magic weather system, they called it, the days, what do you call it? Time kind of flowing.
Active dimension, time. So he had some fancy words for all the stuff in that game, but I'll never forget.
They invented ATB. Holy crap! Yeah, that's like most games have that now.
So like last time we talked a little bit about how you and I were kind of we were definitely like outsiders in, you know, little old Napoleon, Ohio, and a large part of that was, you know, we were gamers back when, you know, people didn't call themselves gamers, really. I mean, like it was like being an AV club or something like that. But I'll never remember. It was kind of right on the cusp of gaming becoming more mainstream, and the Northwest Signal, which is Napoleon's like, you know, little local newspaper, they had like a full, I think it was like a front page article about Shenmue. And and about like you know, this is the game to get this holiday season, and it's gonna light the world on fire, and like it's so revolutionary and so real, and it was for its time, and you know, for all of the other wonderful things that it did. I love this part. But you know, I just remember how jarring that was, that this was a game so big that even, you know, the people who, you know, were making my life a living hell here in Northwest Ohio had to take notice. And
and this is in a time when that was weird. That wouldn't be so weird today.
Like so even though it was, you know, like a weird Japanese game, it was so it broke the mold in so many ways that people still took note.
It is kind of weird that Shenmue kind of became its own thing, and now Shenmue game is Shenmue, you know, and Yakuza kind of is definitely different. It kind of takes off, you know, uses that same kind of mold as a beginning.
Oh, right.
But Shenmue 3 is a Shenmue game, and it is kind of interesting. You can still make it.
No, I can't.
No, you can't.
I thought this one followed you up to the sky. It does not.
This one does not. They don't.
I think there's a safer place to do it at the halfway point in that level.
Yeah, I think so. You're trying to get the
secret ending, yeah. Well, and what you have to do is you have to go under the freaking...
The exit.
Yeah, the exit. Which I don't know if I have the skill these days to do that, but I'm going to attempt it. But yeah, dude,
It's interesting that it's not like the innovator with 3 that it was with the first 2.
No.
That it was Shenmue and we loved it, but it was also like the height of what a video game was capable of.
Right, and it's certainly not that
kind
anymore.
Of following just what, it's not that anymore.
But the fact is, it's still Shenmue, and as I've grown and matured, I still love Shenmue. I love the formula of what Shenmue is. I love the awkward conversation system. I love the kind of clunky movement and the like almost aimlessness of pursuing your next objective. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't mind a slower paced, more deliberate game. And I know in this sequel there are some minor quality of life improvements to like help you in your progression through the story. Oh man. But at the same time, what I keep reading is it still feels like a game that could have been made in the year 2000, minus the graphics.
Now I think about it, I should have gotten the star. This is the best place in the game to get one.
It really is, yeah. This is absolutely the best.
Whoops.
Well, you failed, my friend.
Oh well. Oh, hello.
Oh, there we go. Aren't you supposed to go the other way?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you know what?
Yeah, too late now.
Let's just beat this the regular way.
Yeah, and then we'll come back. Yeah, the secret woods have a lot of, well, secrets.
Secrets.
Yeah.
I've been sucking at the exits lately.
Nice.
Getting those bonuses.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to start playing it. Of course, Persona's still sucking up my time.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of other stuff too, but I think Shenmue's next. Addie and I are working on Celeste right now, and kind of streaming that basically on her channel. That's a lot of fun, and it's really nice because, well, we got the collector's edition, but it's really nice that I'm playing it on the PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
Because I beat that game on the Switch, and it's very tight controls, very awesome action game. Like 70% Super Meat Boy, 30% puzzle, but
how do you guys stream? Like I thought your setup wasn't powerful enough that you
we just do PlayStation. Just
you
PlayStation.
just stream from the PlayStation directly.
Yeah, we do their straight up baked in stuff,
right.
Which works pretty well for what it is. It's not great, it's not fabulous, but
hey, if it gets the job done.
It gets the job done, and we're just using the microphone on the PlayStation camera itself.
I gotcha.
But it's so nice that the Switch, I would say. Oh, you got it? Oh no, I thought you could like bounce off of those.
Man. Okay, so basically I have to stay above them until that point, then I have to dive.
I mean, really, your timing has to be pretty good.
Man, I can't believe I ever did this.
You can't dip hardly at all. Oh, and now I'm here.
Now you're at the water stage.
But what was it? Yeah, like a full 25% of my deaths on the Switch were because of the controller. Like even on the Pro controller, the D-pad, I would still get that effect. Where it's just like, oh, I'm holding up. I want to go up, and I go up right or something like that. And that was so annoying. And I would be sitting there for no reason, just looking at Addie and being like, "It wasn't me.
It was the goddamn controller.
Yeah, sure. It was the controller. I'm not that bad." But so immediately playing the PlayStation version, I haven't played this game in why am I so impatient? I haven't played this game in probably 7 months or so.
Yeah.
And ow, wow, that little guy was so he's so happy to just bite me. But yeah, I'm dying a lot less, and that's really nice. So that's been fun, and we're just kind of having a lot of fun with that. That game has like a really touching story.
I've heard Celeste is really good. Yeah,
it's great. Definitely one of my top games of 2018, and 2018 being a banger year for games. You know?
It was.
So not my top game, but it was good. and now they have a whole new chapter that we haven't played yet.
Oh,
so
really?
that's gonna be a surprise for us on the stream.
Very cool. In other like really weird news, like things coming out of absolutely nowhere. Apparently, they talk about a blast from the past. The final season of the original Sailor Moon anime was released stateside on DVD. Or Blu-ray, rather, for the first time.
For the first time.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Sailor Stars, I think.
I don't know. I am completely and totally clueless. I just saw that in passing the other day and was like, holy shit. Like, why is everything from my childhood coming back right now?
Coming back. And it's the weirdest thing, though, that they released all the other... They all were in English at some point. Except for... Ooh, close. I think you're good.
No! God damn!
I think you were almost good. Like, when you were starting to go down, I think you just have to go for it. And be like, when you see that wire ending, that's when it's like dive bomb.
That sucked. So close.
That can be a tough one. Yeah, let's get the blue switch. Let's do this.
I really thought I was going to do it.
I'm not going to play your games, Nintendo. Give me my coins. Give me my couple coins. I already have 32 lives.
I don't need your horse shit. Well done. But yeah, like what the hell? Like fucking Sailor Moon. I haven't thought about that probably since about the 8th grade.
Yeah, they not Viz. No, is it Viz?
Yeah, well Viz did the new translation, yes.
Yeah, they're doing the new stuff.
It was Deke when we were kids.
Yep. And watching it, because Addie and I have actually gone through the first 3 seasons, which is a lot of episodes, and it's pretty much everything they showed on Cartoon Network, for the most part. I'm trying to remember if they showed season... Yeah, I guess they did show season 4.
So, like, how uncensored is it? Is, like, Zoiside a man?
Actually, they kept Zoiside a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and I'm trying to think...
It's fucking 2019. We can't have gay villains.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the Sailor Neptune and Sailor, I think Uranus, is it?
I'm not sure. I never got that far.
I mean, they're definitely they don't downplay that at all.
So they're gay. They're like lovers.
Yeah.
So I wonder what you can't show gay men. That's disgusting.
But gay women, awesome.
Gay women is hot. Not gay men.
They never really say explicitly that they're in a relationship, but I don't think the original show did either. It was just so freaking obvious. Right. They also didn't try to hide it at all either.
Now, I do remember in the... I'm gonna fail. Oh,
dude.
Oh, no!
Oh my god, keep going. Okay.
Keep going how?
Okay. I don't know.
God damn it.
Just do it.
Just do it, Chris. Find a way. Well, I don't know why I'm trying. If I bring Yoshi here, can I sacrifice? Is there like an easy way to like sacrifice Yoshi? Like, I'm gonna try that.
Easy way?
I'm gonna try that.
I don't know about an easy way, but I think definitely possible.
Because if you have the cape, you can glide him down there and then ditch him.
But you don't have a lot of room. You got to dodge some saws for sure.
Oh no! I mean like just leap off the edge there at the end, and then once I'm under the thing, abandon him to the pit.
I don't know if you'll have the space to run and get the speed, but certainly try it.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
Because I think that might, if it's possible, I think it would take less time than the cape trick. But anyways, yeah, I again, like, for me, the series, as far as I watched it originally, was season 2, right, with Ann and Alan?
Yeah. And the tree. Yeah, the
that's
filler,
right,
basically.
The tree, yes, exactly. I remember
And
that.
then it was that, and then it wasn't the death... Oh, I didn't mean to... You know what?
Your heater just cut you off.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Why do I do this?
Why do I hate myself?
Okay.
Here we go. You're still gonna get it. Maybe. I'm not sure what your game is.
I just want to kill things. Alright, let's see. Oh, wait a second. Can I do this a cool way?
No,
yes.
no, you can't. Don't do it, Max.
I want to be cool.
You're not cool. You've never been cool. I'm sorry. I love you like a brother, man. You're not cool. You're not a cool person.
All right.
You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be doing this.
Oh, God. Okay. You're right. I shouldn't be doing this.
Mario immediately realizes how out of control he is. Oh, God.
Okay, let's go.
But yeah, I don't remember anything about what comes after that. I think I might have watched an episode or two, but after they beat the tree.
There's what was before the Death Busters? It was
Deathbusters?
It was Neo Tokyo.
What?
It was learning about the future and Neo Queen Serenity and all that crap.
Oh wow. There's all kinds of stuff I don't know.
And yeah, there was that whole thing, and it was fighting this circus or something from the future, basically.
The circus from the future.
Yeah, I think it was literally called like the Dark Circus or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I know
that's
it was
when,
a weird show, like even on Japanese standards.
Chibiusa made her appearance.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing that I didn't know about that I learned since we were kids. Deke didn't just change like the names and like, you know, obviously the dub and everything. They changed the music too. Like the Japanese music is like real, like funky, jazzy, weird stuff.
Yeah, the music's definitely. I like the original music better for sure.
I haven't heard enough of it, but like I would occasionally like see a video of like the new dub, and I would just check it out just to see, you know, what they were doing. And I would be like, why does this sound so much different than I remember? It's not just the voices. It's because the music is really fucking different.
The names I still screw up because honestly, there's a lot of M names.
Oh yeah, Matoko,
Mamoru, and Toki, whatever I don't know.
Miko,
but
Maku.
Yeah. I screw them up, so a lot of times I'll be like Darian. Wait, no, there's no freaking Darian.
It's
no Andrew.
Mamo-chan, right?
Or I'll even say Serena. Sometimes it's like, nope.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Yeah, her name is straight up not Serena. It's Usagi.
Usagi. It just means bunny.
Whoops. Which means bunny. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So kind of like her pigtails.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
And she has, and bunny's like her motif. She has bunnies and moons on her covers.
Oh,
and stuff.
You're fucking right, aren't you? I could get those wings, but I'm not gonna.
And get Blue Yoshi.
No. No, fuck Blue Yoshi. We're Green Yoshi.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Get
it.
Okay.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
nice.
Hell yeah, boy. Don't
Not
die.
bad.
No,
right.
Don't die. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Thank you, Yoshi. May you rest in peace. That was actually easier than I can't believe I never thought to do that.
Yeah, that wasn't. I thought that was going to be a bit harder.
Yeah, made it to Soda Lake.
Going to the ghost house. Oh, Soda Lake. That's a really fun stage.
I don't remember it very well. The water level that I remember most is the underwater ghost house, right before you get to Bowser Land. Well, I guess the underwater ghost ship, technically.
Oh, that's a great one too.
Yeah, this game had some phenomenal level design.
There's nothing up here, I don't think, is there?
You tell me.
Cheat it.
I think you can, and you did. Well done, sir. That's some next level Marmo shit. Dude, you just fucking wrecked that level.
House was my bitch. All right. Now that has like just like any ghost house, it has like 3 exits or something, I think. But one of them like takes you in a circle. Mm-hmm. But still got to do it. Okay, here we go. You know what?
That's right. We got to unlock this. Speaking of which, I've got to go back and get an exit that we forgot about in the underground stage, the Star Road one.
Dang it.
I really suck at this, apparently. Like, my timing's just off. Oh, hey, other news. As long as we're kind of scrolling down, like, significant releases this week. I started a free trial of Disney Plus, which we're just going to keep.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think?
I like
it.
Okay. I mean, I watched The Mandalorian, of course.
I was about to say, have you seen both episodes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really excited for that series. Taking Connor through some, classic Disney.
Yeah.
Like Robin
Has he
Hood.
seen the Star Wars movies?
There's some stuff in there that he's not quite ready for, like Anakin catching fire. So
That makes sense.
he is allowed to watch the Star Wars cartoon, though.
Okay. The Clone Wars, or
yes,
and the Rebels
and Rebels, yeah.
Okay.
So he'll know about those before he knows who Vader really is.
Gotcha.
Let me see here, and then I put like Robin Hood, Sword in the Stone, Peter Pan.
Oh, dude. So you know the good ones. Yeah, Sword in the Stone's one of my favorites.
Sword in the Stone fucking kicked ass, dude.
It's awesome.
Black Cauldron. Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know Black Cauldron.
I saw it at my babysitter's house in the early 90s. I never really forgot it. Apparently, John Hurt was the Night King or the Dark King or whatever he was called in that movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really tell it's him. He does just kind of like that token sinister voice, but it's still fucking John Hurt. So,
That's cool.
the War Doctor. What else?
What would you?
Oh, go on.
Do you add? So, like, yeah, looking at the watch list. I mean, I added The Simpsons, obviously.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm watching some classic Simpsons for the first time in 20
great.
years, man. And like some really
going
classic
through like the
Simpsons.
first like 3 seasons. Oh.
Yep.
But
I've been watching like the Treehouse of Horror ones.
yeah. What else they have? Then some of the Disney shows, like a lot of them, I don't know. But when I was a little kid, I mean, they have the Aladdin show on there. They have Goof Troop.
They have the Aladdin show on there?
Yeah.
No shit.
They have what was that with the cop who's a bobcat or something?
Oh, Bonkers? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right,
on
Bonkers.
there. And they have the Darkwing Duck and everything. They have the new DuckTales, which is great because we need to catch up. Oh, whoops. Okay, you die now. Oh,
nope.
I guess you don't.
That
die
fire
now.
flower fucked you again.
It did. All right.
You know what? That's a.
Oh God.
Why did you do any of that?
Everything. Why? That's
Oh,
right. I
God.
think they added this in the advanced version. Yeah, I've been sucking today, but they added this in the advanced version.
No, it's not you. It's the game. We'll come to you soon, Star Road. God damn
that
it.
you can release your item on your own when you want, instead of the item coming out automatically, when sometimes you get in a situation where you just keep getting hit and you die and then
Right.
you lose the item.
I think in the advanced version
Like I
too, it
just
went
did.
like you don't go straight back to being little if you have a cape or a fire flower, right? You go back to Super Mario and then to little.
Yeah, wait, do you go back to being little in this game?
Yeah, you go straight to little from cape or fire flower.
Oh, you do, don't you? You're right. I mean,
I
I like
don't remember
that.
this level, so we'll see how this goes.
Because that's different than Mario 3, but actually it's in line with Japanese Mario 3.
Can I? Nope. God damn it. Alright, stay cool, Chris. Stay cool. Way to stay cool. Oh! Now I remember this
is
stage.
a fun one.
Yes. Fun like a...
Fun.
God damn it. Fun with a capital F.
Well, this might be work to your advantage. You know, wily little Luigi.
These guys can't chase you, right? They can only go straight.
No, they only go straight.
They're
but
just underwater bullet bills.
What they lack in coordination, they make up for in numbers. In this
Yeah,
one.
right. Man, you fucking me, Miyamoto?
Whoa.
You fucking me? You fucking me, Miyamoto? Come on. Let's go. I'm not going for the Yoshi coins anymore. This is survival.
No. I think at a certain point, it's not worth it.
No.
And especially with our, like...
And that point was 2 capes
30+
ago. God
lives.
damn it. No! Damn it. There's no halfway point either. There's no Shrek point.
I don't think there is in that one at all. Okay, I already forgot what the stage is. What
I
is
think you're
this?
going for the Star
Oh, right.
Road.
Oh, why?
Oh, no,
Why?
you're going for that little castle, aren't you?
I'm going for the fortress with the pencils, I think.
Yep.
Or is it a chocolate fortress? Even though... Ugh!
Oh,
No,
my God! Max,
Okay,
no!
I'm running. I elect I'm going to run. Ooh, I elect to fly.
Yeah, dude, I'm loving Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh, so what do you think of The Mandalorian?
I'm really excited to see where it goes. If they harm Baby Yoda, though, I'm gonna
This is gonna be held to pay.
I'm gonna go harm somebody at Disney.
First of all, I think that was okay. I have a lot to say about the show, but one, I think it was really smart to pair him with like a. Okay, I gotta see what's in there. To pair him with like a cutesy thing like the baby. I'm just gonna be like Baby Yoda basically because it's too much to say the baby of Yoda's race.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But here we
all
go.
know what you mean.
But I think the pairing is just really cool, and you can see where that's gonna go. Where it's, I don't know, like he's gonna be very protective of it, basically.
He's gonna sacrifice something to save it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also see that it's going to be like a big cosplay coming up at conventions.
I know, where everyone's the Mandalorian with
and a crib, or
Baby Yoda or
Baby
something.
Yoda on his shoulder or something.
Right. Or like parents who dress their children up as the Baby Yoda, which frankly I might do, but
nice.
God damn it! But Michael's almost too big for that now.
The show, first of all, what struck me was the music is really good.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I deserve that. Have you noticed it's Mickey Mouse's
cowering
hand?
And fear would save you.
Have you noticed it's Mickey Mouse's hand dropping those bombs?
It is, or you could say it's Mario's hand.
No, that's not Mario's hand. It's black.
White gloved. Oh yeah, you're right.
White glove, black arm. That's Mickey. Mickey's doing that shit.
All right, let's do this one again.
Speaking of which, as a joke about like Disney buying Nintendo or something, that was the other thing that shocked me as soon as I booted it up for the first time. I had forgotten just how many fucking franchises Disney owns.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of that is bad because, Monopoly and whatnot, but on the other hand, like, so much of like they've basically been like scooping up like my whole childhood and like commercializing it, which I mean, it was always commercialized, but making it Disney commercial. I'm not necessarily complaining. It's just strange to me. Like, I remember how strange it felt when they first announced that Disney was buying Star Wars. And like, one of the big theories about that was, it's like, okay, so they're basically just doing this so that they get royalty rights and that George Lucas can't make any more changes to it. But then, no, within like a year, they announced Episode 7.
Yeah.
Which, of course, they would. But...
And the thing is, Disney, Monopoly, I get it. And I also get that there's some theming in some of their movies in between, even between Marvel and Star Wars and stuff. There's similar feelings and similar themes.
Yeah.
Well, but at the same time, they feel different enough.
Yeah, once they scoop up a franchise, I mean, for one thing, they like quadruple the amount of money at their disposal, but then also, so like the production value certainly goes to the roof. But you're right, there is just like a certain feeling, like, how we were talking about how like the first and second Iron Man are like markedly different from the rest of that franchise.
From the rest yeah, that's true.
And the first Thor and the first Hulk and everything else.
Captain America even.
Right, yeah. Because they are quite different. They weren't bound by kind of like the unspoken like Disney rules, Like, of course, Tony Stark can't fuck a reporter and then never call her again. But he did.
He did. He sure did.
He sure as shit did. Like he has a family, he married Pepper and he had a daughter. That poor reporter just got the sack, man.
Yeah, got the shaft and the sack.
The shaft and then the sack, in that order.
But I think for the most part, they respect these franchises enough.
They do.
They know who to get for these things. I think, like
with
Star Wars,
the sole exception of maybe Rian Johnson, I'm still kind of 50-50 on that.
Yeah,
I like certain things that he did, and I despise kind of where he left it. I think
I gotcha. For me, it's
I
not
don't
despise,
mind. I don't mind bitter old man Luke. Actually, I thought that was actually kind of brilliant.
There was a lot of brave things they did, and,
yeah.
and I appreciate a lot of the risk that he took. But at the same time,
I disliked Casino Planet, and
well, that was the thing. That didn't feel like a risk. It just felt like, why?
It felt like filler, yeah. And like, Star Wars should not have filler, man. I'm sorry.
No, it shouldn't.
And then what else? I wasn't crazy about Holdo and her whole thing with. I mean, like, I understand that they needed an authority.
Play.
Yeah, well, no, that actually was kind of cool. They basically needed an authority figure. Yeah, they needed an authority figure to kind of get Poe sort of in check.
That's true, but it made zero sense.
Right.
Just in
well, and she came out of nowhere. Like, she wasn't like a respected, like, oh, General Holdo is telling him off. He must really be screwed. They could have had fucking Carrie Fisher do that, and I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah.
like Holdo was like trying to play Princess Leia in a movie where we already had fucking Princess Leia, you know.
That's true.
Or General Leia. And I thought that was one of the things I liked most about Episode 7 was that they removed the title of princess from her. I mean, there was like some nostalgia. They're like, she'll always be a royalty to me, and yeah, she sure as shit will, but she's actually a lot more than that because she's a fucking badass general.
She's a general.
You know? Right. And I think from what I've seen of Episode 9, they seem to be going more back to kind of like that high adventure sort of feel.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest beef that I had with Rian Johnson's was, you know, it was dark for a purpose, but there wasn't really that sense of like high adventure that you got from pretty much all the other movies.
Yeah.
Like every other movie in that franchise, there's always a moment where there's just like the sheer spectacle of everything going on kind of overwhelms you. And this was almost like Batman versus Superman levels of like, let's just drag these characters through the dirt. And
that's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that can work really. It worked extremely well in Empire, but the reason that worked so well is that for every scene where Luke was, you know, unsure of himself and, you know, being chastised by Yoda and then, you know, beat by Vader, you had Han Solo and his friends working that, you know, kind of on the run ragtag group of misfits kind of feel to it. So,
yeah.
And I think they tried
the whole
to
Cloud
do that.
City thing.
I think they tried to do that with Finn in
with the Casino Planet thing,
but it didn't work. It just wasn't a well written or directed part of that film. Because it didn't actually go anywhere. Like you could have just had him get captured on his way to that planet, and you wouldn't have actually lost any plot points except for introducing. I don't even remember his name, Mr. Stutter.
No. And that's the thing. It's like if he doesn't serve some kind of weird, huge purpose in Episode 9,
all he's gonna do is make the sacrifice play and learn his lesson. That's all he's gonna do.
Yeah, something like that. And I agree. That's what's gonna happen.
God damn it!
It's like
there's a lag with my controller. Like I'm hitting the button and it's like registering later. It's registering harder than I'm actually pressing it. Because I did not. Oh my god. I did not make Luigi like shoot up like a rocket like that, I swear. I suck. Anyway. But anyway, going back to your original point, Disney by and large does know exactly who to hire to really, you know, make these classic storied franchises come alive in
they also
ways.
Know when to leave teams in place.
Yeah.
Or to because it's like, hey, sometimes they do go with the, not that it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because there's always going to be oversight.
Oh sure.
Because Disney, I mean, they'd be stupid not to protect their image.
Yeah, right.
But I think they really do try to keep not anger fans, basically, to be like, okay, if this is why they like it, we want to still hone in on that.
You know, and I think that was a huge thing that I'm excited for with Episode 9, was after, you know, Rian Johnson, and he stated, and characters in the film stated, that the whole purpose of that movie was to basically divorce Star Wars in 2020 from Star Wars in 1978, you know? Like, it's not your grandpappy Star Wars anymore, and if you keep holding on to things like the Jedi and the Sith, like, Star Wars isn't for you anymore. And I disagree with that. Like,
I disagree with that too, and that's literally what they said.
Right. And
is that it was like to almost like betray your expectations.
Right,
and
like we're shaking things up only for the purpose of shaking things up, not to like make it exciting, but just to make it different. And I think I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. So flash forward to 2019 in July when they released the trailer, and they play the classic Star Wars theme again for the first time in a long time. I was so pumped. That like that tickled like one, my nostalgia bone, but then two, like the way that they incorporated it into the trailer. It's like, okay, so this is finally, you know, old Star Wars and new Star Wars coming together in a way that really means something. Like that's what that trailer felt like to me.
Yeah.
And so
it is going to be
excited.
like, because 7 and 8 had such a different feel. I feel like this is going to kind of go like an in-between and strike a balance. That there's going to be, okay, here's some of the risky things that they did in 8 and kind of what happened with that and what happened with Luke, basically. Not that they're going to go and be like, oh, Luke's doing this now as a Force Ghost or something.
You know,
but...
the reason I love 7 so much is, God damn it, I forgot to get an item. The reason I loved 7 so much is because it really did feel like it certainly felt new and exciting, but there were a lot of ways in which it felt very similar to the original trilogy's, God damn it, formula. And I think that's what I remember most about 7 is that it's, you know, kind of what's old is new again. It kind of made up for really for a lot of the mistakes of the prequels.
You know, speaking about The Mandalorian, I kind of feel like, okay, wait, I got both exits here.
The Mandalorian to me feels like Rogue One, the series, and I couldn't be happier with it.
It's supposed to be, first of all, I kind of feel like it's like almost like a Western, but how a Western would be in this galaxy.
Oh yeah, he's just like a gunslinger out to make a buck.
It's great,
and that's
cool. It's also like, okay, this is set in the same galaxy, but don't expect the feel of like typical like trilogy Star Wars.
Yeah,
which is
not a bad
true thing to an extent. But especially with episode 2, I did get those feelings. And maybe it's because they were on Tatooine, but...
Was that Tatooine?
Well, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
It was Tatooine-ish. There were Jawas, certainly.
You're right. There were Jawas.
But I don't think if they ever explicitly called it Tatooine.
No, so probably wasn't, actually. But it was being there, and it wasn't just the Jawas. It was like almost like the humor. And I'm not talking like Disney humor. I'm talking about like George Lucas humor, like these are aliens, they're gonna eat loudly and burp and fart and stuff. Like that was there, and it's I love the original Star Wars had that.
I love the bit with Baby Yoda where he like consumed that creature, and it was like basically like Nibbler from Futurama.
Like, he was like, take that out, nope, it's gonna swallow it.
Just fucking went for it.
And I kind of felt it was weird. I kind of got some of that George Lucas Star Wars touch with episode 2 a little bit, and I was like, okay, they're kind of adding that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it's its own thing. You know, first of all, the show looks beautiful, like where it's at, the set pieces and everything. And I know it's like all digital, but the show looks really good.
It does. It's a beautiful show, and actually, I don't think I told you this part of it too. The other thing about Disney Plus. You know how the PS4 can't do 4K Blu-rays, but it still certainly is capable of producing a 4K image. Disney Plus is actually the first time I've watched 4K on my home television.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just fucking awesome. Like the Mandalorian fucking 4K is beautiful.
And that's the thing, and they don't make a big deal about it, but yeah, it's the first time a lot of like some of these like some of the Star Wars, I believe, Rogue One at least, it's the first time it's in 4K for some reason. Yeah. It's like, really? You never released it in 4K, but
they were holding out. They knew what they were doing.
They were holding their cards.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And seeing it, it's beautiful.
The one thing, before we finish this episode, I'm going to save here at Soda Lake and try again next episode. But the one thing I will say that's a little bit of a downer is, I find like discovering things on it to be just a little bit unintuitive. Like just their store. What did I just loaded?
What happened?
I just loaded.
Oh no.
Oh my god! I just loaded.
Oh.
That's a whole episode gone.
Next time on Play This.
That's a whole fucking episode gone.
All right, here's your assignment then.
Oh my god! Did I just fucking do that?
Is to get like
wait, I can rewind. There's a way to rewind, right?
I don't know if you can rewind.
There's a rewind feature. Stop clapping, you asshole!
Just clapping.
Why is it clapping?
What are you doing?
How do I rewind? Max, quick, look up rewind. Look up rewind.
Just L and R or Well, I can. Yeah, it's one of the triggers or something. I don't think you can rewind a load, dude.
Yes, I can.
Really messed up.
Yes, I can. Please, God.
You're just gonna have to do it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Stop clapping.
No, I'm not. Clap.
This did not happen. This did not happen. Wait a minute. What if we reset game?
Oh, wait a second. You're right, because we saved. So we probably lost a little bit. But
You're in control of this part.
Oh,
Is it gonna?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we did a legit save in the Forest of Illusion or something. Wait, what?
No,
What?
no. The fucking suspend point supersedes the save point.
The regular. So what am I saving to on that suspend point? Nothing.
Oh my God, Max.
Wait, once you do a. Oh, wait a second. I get it. It's because it was loaded. All those saves went nowhere.
This did not. I am so furious right now. Like like the humorous shock of it has passed, and now I just realize that I am not happy.
Well, it's about an hour.
Oh,
I think you can do that in an hour.
Next time on Play the Hits, I fucking.
Next time on Play the Hits.